Number 1. The undisputed king of everything, the top fuel dragster. Nothing this planet has ever built accelerates faster. These 25-foot missiles make around 11,000 horsepower from a supercharged nitro-burning Hemi that drinks up to 15 gallons of fuel in a single 4-second run. In human terms, a top fueler goes from a dead stop to 100 miles an hour in about 0.8 of a second, quicker than a Porsche supercar reaches 60. It crosses 1,000 feet in roughly 3.6 seconds at over 330 miles an hour. And the names behind the wheel are just as legendary. Big Daddy Don Garlits, Shirley Muldowney, who kicked the door down in a sport that swore a woman didn't belong and won 3 world titles doing it. Tony Schumacher, with more Top Fuel wins than anyone alive. Ask 2 fans who the greatest ever is and you started an argument that lasts all night. Number 2. It's Wilder cousin, the Nitro Funny Car. Take that same 11,000 horsepower nitro engine, hide it under a carbon fibre body shaped like a Camaro or a Charger, and drop it on a short, twitchy wheelbase. The result is beautiful chaos. They wander, they shake, they erupt into fireballs, and the crowd loves them for it. This class also gave us the most famous rivalry the sport has ever seen, Don the Snake Prudhomme versus Tom the Mongoose McEwen. 2 friends, 2 fierce rivals, who talked Hot Wheels into sponsoring them in 1970 and turned their duel into a national obsession. Kids all over America battled it out with their toy cars. Prudhomme was the ruthless winner, 4 straight championships. McEwen was the showman and the hustler. And then came John Force, who swallowed the entire class whole, with a staggering 16 titles. Loud, dangerous, and pure showbiz. Number 3 is the single most important race car in drag history. Don Garlits' Swamp Rat 14. Back when dragsters had the engine mounted up front, right beside the driver's legs, they were basically death traps. In 1970, the transmission in Big Daddy Garlits' car exploded and took off half his foot. Most people would have quit. Garlits went home and completely reinvented the dragster. He moved the engine behind the driver for the first time ever and made it actually work. In 1971, he rolled it out and won, making every front-engine dragster on Earth obsolete overnight. Every top fuel car racing today is a direct descendant of this machine, and it cemented Garlits as the underdog from Florida who spent years being laughed at by the big California crews, then beat every last one of them and rewrote the rulebook. When people argue about the greatest ever, this is the man every argument begins with. Number 4. Where the factory got sneaky. The 1968 Hemi Dart and Barracuda. In the 60s, the car companies wanted to win at the strip so badly, they built streetcars purely to go racing, and these were savage. Dodge and Plymouth took their little economy bodies, shipped them out of the factory unfinished, no backseat, no sound deadening, thin, lightweight glass. Then, famously, they towed them 8 miles down the road to the Hurst shop to have race-built 426 Hemi engines stuffed inside. A compact car with a giant race motor and almost nothing else. These Mopars were piloted by legends like Ronnie Socks, nicknamed Mr. 4-Speed for how impossibly fast he banged through the gears, and Dandy Dick Landy, who raced with an unlit cigar clamped in his teeth. And they lit the fuse on a holy war that still rages in the comments of every car video. Ford versus Chevy versus Mopar. Number 5. The original factory hot rod. The 1964 Ford Thunderbolt. Before the Hemi cars ran wild, Ford basically invented the factory drag car with this thing. They took a mid-size Fairlane, crammed in a monstrous 427 that had no business fitting under the hood, then attacked the weight with a vengeance. Fiberglass hood, fiberglass doors, even plexiglass windows. They built only around 100 of them and they weren't really meant for the street. They were built to win superstock, and dominating 1964 is exactly what they did. This was Ford's opening shot in the factory war, wielded by aces like Dino Don Nicholson. Ford drew first blood, and now Chevy and Mopar had no choice but to answer. The Thunderbolt is the granddaddy of the entire factory drag car arms race. Number 6. Chevy's secret weapon. The 1969 COPO ZL1 Camaro. Great piece of history here. Technically, Chevrolet didn't officially offer its biggest engine in the Camaro, So clever dealers used a factory ordering loophole called COPO to sneak a monster 427 in anyway. The wildest version, the ZL1, got an all aluminium 427 race engine, and only about 69 were ever built, making them some of the rarest, most valuable muscle cars on the planet today. And on the Chevy side stood one man above all, Bill "Grumpy" Jenkins, the genius who turned the small block Chevy into a monster and went to war with the Mopar teams in pro stock. Grumpy versus Sox and Martin, Chevy versus Plymouth. It was one of the fiercest feuds in drag history. Pick a side, because 50 years later, people still haven't let it go. Number 7. The modern age of madness. The Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. Proof the factories never actually stopped playing this game. In 2018, Dodge built a street-legal car, one you could genuinely drive to the grocery store, that runs the quarter mile in the 9-second range, 840 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. It came from the factory with skinny front tyres and a trans brake built purely for launching. And here's the kicker, it was so fast, so completely over the line, that the NHRA officially banned it for being too quick to run without a full roll cage. A brand new car, with air conditioning and a warranty, thrown off the drag strip. It reignited the modern horsepower war, Dodge throwing haymakers at Ford and Chevy all over again, half a century after the first one. That is definitely the most ridiculous factory flex ever built. And number 8, the soul of it all, the classic gasser. Before the science and the carbon fiber, this is what drag racing looked like, and it's where the whole attitude came from. Picture an old, late 30s Willys coupe, jacked way up front on a straight axle so the nose points at the sky, a huge supercharged engine punching through the hood, and zero interest in looking sensible. And they had their own war too, the legendary Gasser Wars, where the famous Stone, Woods and Cook Willys traded blows with Big John Mazmanian's Candy Red Machine. Track after track, year after year. Gassers were loud, crude, wheelie-popping and absolutely dripping with personality. Everything a hot rod is supposed to be. They're the roots of the entire door car drag scene. No gassers, no drag culture as we know it.